Good morning, sunshines. I'm Heather, known as Bunnyfish on all the internet places. This is Bunnyfish Crafts. That was backwards. Today is Saturday, the 3rd. Yes, the 3rd of January. Hi. I'm waiting for my car to warm up so that I can go to the Meijer. I'm in Michigan. It is chilly today. My car says it's 17 degrees outside. I believe it. And my kids and I are going out for breakfast as kind of our like last hurrah of break, because I go back to school on Monday. I'm a teacher. They're both in high school. And I just wanted to stop in really quick because I'm so bad about talking about my audiobooks because they don't come in my house. So I am reading The Magician of Tiger Castle by Louis Sachar. Does that sound right? It's very short. It's only 6 audio discs, which is 7¼ hours of listening time. I don't think I like it. I don't hate it, but I don't think I like it. But maybe I will. I don't know. It's not a YA book, but it feels kind of like a YA book, if that makes sense. No, not a YA, like a JFic, but like not a JFic that I would be into. Because I read junior fiction. I read young adult. Young adult's like my favorite. I don't know. It's okay. But since it's an audiobook, like I give audiobooks a lot more leeway on my time, I guess. All right. I will be checking in with you when I get home though, because I'm super excited about some things. Before I get out of the car, I also want to show you. This is my new car project. So I work on this when I'm at a really long red light or when I get stopped by the train, which happens very often because I don't drive super far from home and my neighborhood is blocked in by trains on all sides. So yeah, I've done a little bit on this since you saw it. So it probably won't grow super fast unless we go to the movies and I decide that this is the project that I'm taking, because it's just stockinette in the round forever, which is kind of boring. Beautiful, but kind of boring for me. Isn't this exciting? That's all the pink yarn I have left, and I have just over half a round to go. It is not going to be enough, and I know it's not going to be enough, and yet still I'm going to try to crochet it into the blanket. I'm sure I'll be back to show you how far I did not get on it, but that's exciting. That means it's almost time for the black. Lies, I'm not going to do that. Just by watching how much yarn was used up from here to here, it's barely going to get me around this corner. So I'm going to rip this out and start the black now, which is very exciting. Hey sunshines, it's still Saturday, and I'm here to check in with my first finishes of the year. I have 3, one of which I don't have anymore already because I sent it off to a pen pal. So that was a bookmark. I'll put a picture of that one in over there. And yeah, so now I'm done. I'm done with my frantic bookmark crocheting escapades. And I really enjoyed the process. I had a lot of fun doing it. It's just singles yarn from 716 Knit in various colors, and I really enjoyed it. Just some single crochet around a center foundation single crochet spine. Very easy, self-drafted. And then I also finished this hat this morning. So it's barley inspired because I used their cast on number. I know that there's a garter stitch panel on it. Did I use any of their other information? No, because I've made lots of hats. Like, I know generally where I need to be to start decreasing for the hat. I think it's super, super cute. Yeah, I think it turned out really cute. Which brings me to plans and goals for the month, because I had 3 skeins of this Manos still Uruguay Alegria Grande in the colorway olive, and it's so beautiful. But I don't actually need anything else made out of it. I probably don't even need this hat, although I do need this hat because look at that color. I don't even know if you can see the color. I'll take a separate video of the color in some really good light so you can just see. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty, but I don't need more for me. And my kids and I are going to their dad's family holiday thing in a few weeks, and I don't know everybody who's going to be there, but I kind of have an idea of who might be there, and I think that one of his sisters would look just gorgeous in this color. So I already have this. So this was the start of a sweater, and I'm going to turn it into a cowl. So I did just dropped a needle. Not a big deal. I did bind off the cowl part, the neck part, but I feel like maybe it's just, I don't know, just slightly too tight for a cowl, because I don't know how they feel about things around their neck. So I picked up stitches along the side, and I'm going to do 1 inch in garter ridges, maybe, and then attach it to the other side and call that good. And I'm going to make another hat. I don't know if it's going to be a barley. It might be a barley, a highly modified barley like this one. Now that I'm talking about it, I think I am going to do the garter stitch panel, but instead of doing stockinette, I think I'll do ribbing so they kind of match. And then I want to make some fingerless mitts also in ribbing, because I don't know how big this sister's hands are. Smaller than mine for sure. So ribbing will give it that like wearability. So that's thing number 1 that I want to finish this month. Well, it's not. I mean, thing number 1 that I actually want to finish is the pink blanket, which I have started on the black border on that. But I decided that instead of just winding the pink yarn, the extra pink yarn, into a ball, did I start a new project? Of course I did. This is me we're talking about. But one of my coworkers is baby central up at my school right now. One of my coworkers is pregnant with twins, both girls, and I want to make her some baby blankets. So I am sorry, I just got interrupted by a child. I don't remember where I was, other than it's definitely baby central up in my school right now. There's 4 pregnant people. It's a lot. But anyway, this is a rainbow ripple baby blanket. Same pattern as the blue blanket, but I don't want to finish this one this month. I want to finish this one this month because this baby is due sooner than those babies, even though they're twins. And like, I feel like I should shoot for those blankets in February just in case. So yeah, so this is reminder, this is where it was. Actually, I lost a few stitches since my 12 cast-ons video, but it's now at the point where everything's established and I just need to work it. So as soon as I'm finished with the other 2 blankets that I want to finish this month, who's finishing 3 blankets in January? It's fine. It's fine. As soon as I finish the other 2 blankets, this is going to be kind of my home focus project. Because the other blanket that I want to finish is my reading blanket, and I am dangerously close. I just need to do it because this is the last square. So I just need to do 2 sides in gray and then attach the other 2 sides in gray and then figure out what kind of border I want on this blanket. I feel like I could finish this before I go back to school on Monday, but I'm not going to put that on myself. I'm going to give myself to the end of January to get this finished. But oh my gosh, isn't that square so beautiful? And it goes so well with the cover of Jess, Chunk, and the Road Trip to Infinity. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I want to finish that. And as soon as this blanket and the pink blanket are finished, it's on for that baby blanket. I don't know how big I'm going to make it. I'm not going to make it 4 skeins big. That would be too big. We'll see how far I get after 1 skein to determine. I think the pattern says that it's like 40 something inches from tip to tip of stars. So maybe I'll shoot for that. I don't know. I haven't decided. Other things that I want to finish. I actually want to start something else. Also, with the intent of taking it to my kid's dad's family Christmas holiday celebration. I don't know. Whatever. It's in a few weeks. I love his mom. My kid's Grammy. She's great. She's lovely for my kids. She sends me birthday and Christmas cards. Like, she's great. Are we in contact all the time? No. Am I in contact all the time with anybody? Not really. So I want to make her socks though, because once upon a time, way long time ago, I made her a pair of socks because she asked if I would make her a pair of socks. And I know she likes gray. And I know she wears a size 9 shoe. And I kind of just want to make her some pretty socks. And I kind of want to make some patterned socks using this gray yarn. Not like super heavily patterned, but just something pretty with an easy pattern repeat that if I do like a pattern repeat a day, I'll have a pair of socks in 3 weeks is kind of my thought process. So that I'll have time to like wash them and make mistakes and have to rip out and go over my time budget because sometimes that happens. So I'm going to look and see. And if I figure out a pattern, I'll put it on screen right here. Hey, sunshines. I decided that I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I'm going to use a paper pattern, from my pattern stash to make the socks using the stroll. This is actually made for a sport weight. It's called Granola by Tin Can Knits. Apparently, I'm just doing all of the Tin Can Knits right now. It's a sport weight pattern, but I'm just going to use the largest size, which is the stitch count I would need for my kid's dad's mom. And I think they're cute and should be just interesting enough, but not too hard to do. And then, if that wasn't enough, I also want to finish a pair of, I have this in my pocket. This is how much pink yarn is left. after the pink granny rectangle and the start of the star baby blanket. I also want to finish for myself this pair of black Aja mittens. That's the yarn color, because it's kind of Tin Can Knit's World's Simplest Mittens pattern. Although, did I look at the pattern today? No, I didn't. Did I use their numbers? For the thumb gusset I did. I used their thumb gusset numbers. Am I going to use their numbers for anything else? No. But if you want to make something like this, I've made the World's Simplest Mittens several times, so I feel pretty comfortable winging it. This is where I was at the end of the 12 cast-ons, so I have done through the thumb gusset, split off the thumb stitches, and I am here. So like halfway done, minus the thumb, because I really, really do want these mittens for when I'm working dismissal duty, because it's cold. But I don't want giant chunky mittens. I just want like nice little closed finger mittens. So that would be so cute. Oh, look at that yarn. It's so pretty. Cattails yarn makes such gorgeous yarn. So beautiful. I love it. So those are what I want to finish in January. I guess I'll quick go over my TBR. Okay, so kind of in order-ish of things. First up, I have Dope Sick by Beth Macy. I want to finish this month. I started reading it last year sometime. Read just like 50 pages. My friend and I were going to buddy read it, but then she kind of dropped off the face of the planet, as happens. It's fine. But I kind of just want it to be read. I don't want it to be sitting on my shelf, barely started, for however long. And look, I'm using a little crocheted bookmark. Aren't you so proud of me? I'm really trying. I'm really trying to use bookmarks that aren't just little scraps of paper. Next up, I started Don't Sleep with the Dead by Nevo, which, oh my goodness! Okay, I was very excited. I don't read descriptions of books before I start reading them. I don't like it. I don't want to, because I have autism, and I have the autism that like is super, super great at predicting patterns. And so if I read the description of a book, I'm just going to know what happens. Like there's going to be no surprises. There's going to be no revelation. It feels very boring. But if I don't read it, then like I pick up all of these little surprises. And so I started reading it, not really knowing what was going on. And I was so excited to realize that it says it's a standalone, because of course I started reading it and I was like, wait, what? And so I flipped to the front cover. And it's a standalone companion novella to The Chosen and the Beautiful, Nevo's acclaimed reimagining of The Great Gatsby. So I don't like The Great Gatsby. Tried reading that and I didn't like it. But I loved Nevo's retelling, which is The Chosen and the Beautiful, because there's magical realism in it. And throw some magic in stuff, and I'm way more likely to want to read it. So I'm really excited to visit some of the characters from that book in this book. Because the main character and a character he contacts right at the beginning are two of my favorite characters from The Chosen and the Beautiful. So I'm really excited. Plus I know it's going to have magical realism in it. So yes. Would I read anything that Nevo wrote? Yes. Of course I would. She's brilliant. But am I excited that I already know and like the characters? Yeah, I am. Then I'm going to read Rogue Protocol by Martha Wells. It's the third book in the Murderbot Diaries. It's also very short. Don't Sleep with the Dead is 101 pages. This is a little bit longer, about 158 pages. So 2 very short books, but I know I'm going to like this because I know that I like the Murderbot Diaries. Murderbot would be my friend. If they had friends, they would be my friend. Because Murderbot and I have a lot of the same opinions about people. Take that for what it is. So I'm really excited to read that. My sister got me blankets for the winter holiday presents, and I'm excited because she said it's going to make me cry a lot. So I'm excited that I'm going to cry a lot at reading a book. It's good for me. I'm actually kind of thinking that maybe I'll take this to my boyfriend's house and leave it at my boyfriend's house so I don't have to like always make sure that I'm taking a book over. I'll just have a book there. I really like having a book there and a project there. So I kind of have to figure out what project I want to live there. I don't know. But blankets. It's a graphic novel. So even though it's super, super thick, it isn't going to take me all the time that a super, super thick, actually super, super thick book would take. It's just over 600 pages. So I'll be reading that. And I have no idea what it's about other than it's going to make me cry, which I like a good cry. And I, like a lot of neurospicy people, have a hard time letting my emotions do what my emotions need to do without an outside trigger. So even though I might be like feeling stressed and frustrated and like need that release valve of a cry, I won't be able to get it without a book. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And I have a book that I want to start and get to page 300 because there's almost 700 pages in this book. Oh no, over 700. There are almost 800. There's 803 with the acknowledgements. 800 pages in this book. My goal is to get to page 300 in Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. That is my hope for this month. 300 pages seems really, really reasonable given what else I'm trying to read and what I'm trying to craft. And the fact that we'll be going on a trip, so I'm going to lose a weekend to driving and. So let's see how successful I am. Hey, sunshines. It's Sunday. Can you see the texture on here? What if I go like this? Maybe. I'm working on the wedding blanket and I made a mistake. There's supposed to be a cable that starts right here. And I'm trying to decide if I should rip it out so it's right or if I should just try to fudge it, but I think I have to rip it out. Probably. I don't want to rip it out. Okay, I'm going to rip back 2 rows. That's so frustrating. But I want it to be right. All right, it's fixed now. Much better. And I'm done with today's row. Good job, me. Hey, sunshines. It's still Sunday. And I think this is going to be the last clip of this vlog because it has been a very chatty several days. Plus, tomorrow it's back to reality. I'm back to in school teaching. So I'll probably be less chatty. I am here because I finished my first book of 2026. So Don't Sleep with the Dead by Nevo. It is, I already told you, novella. following The Chosen and the Beautiful. It takes place 20 years later, and I really, really liked it a lot, but it's pretty niche. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to everybody, which is why when I made my first square for my new blanket, it wasn't a 5-star, it was a 4-star. So yes, I started another new thing. This is what, my third one of the year. It's only the 4th day. I'm not going to cast on a new thing every day. It's fine. But this is my next reading blanket. So I am super, super excited. I have decided to do mitered squares because, you know, I love a mitered square. I just do. I love it so much. And I really, really thought about what I wanted for representing my blanket. These squares are smaller, or the square is smaller than the blanket squares for my first reading blanket, because I wanted to have 15 ridges. And my plan for that is that the squares, every 3 ridges is like a star designation. So on my first blanket, every round of the granny square was a star designation. And I also decided that I didn't really want to like black out the postage stamp corner that kind of happens when you change yarn in a mitered square. So when I decide what rating designation I want a square to have, I am going to start with the gray on the outside. And the yarn that I'm using, I did buy yarn for this blanket for that border portion, is Knit Picks Swish DK in Cobblestone Heather. I just think it's going to be a really nice neutral to go with anything that I put in this blanket. Some changes that I'm making going into the second blanket versus the first blanket is, obviously it's knit instead of crocheted. Oh, I guess I should tell you the hook that I'm using. Not hook, the needle. It's a size 5, 3.75 millimeter needle. I am knitting it. I'm also provisionally casting on because I know I'm going to want to put a border on the blanket. And it's probably going to be an I-cord border because I love an I-cord border. I just do. I love the way it looks. So I'm preemptively doing that so that I can do an I-cord border, which I'll probably start before I finish the blanket. If you've been here, you know, that's how I do. And I've also decided that I'm not worried about what am I trying to say? I'm not worried about making the squares for different series the same color. So my first blanket, I used mostly cool colors as the bases, and for series, I tried to use the same color throughout. And it's beautiful and I love it and it's fun to be able to see that, but I think for this blanket, I'm going more like vibes or cover color for the colors for the squares. For this one, you can, I think you can see it's got it's not quite the same yellow, but yellowish and then grays and whites in yarn. And I held this variegated white and orange and gray together with a gray. So it's 2 strands of fingering weight together or DK weight, depending on how I'm feeling about recording certain books. I do have some DK weight scraps, not very many, but you know, some DK weight yarn might get it thrown in there, but It's just so cute. It's so cute. I'm so excited for this next blanket. It's going to have more squares because the squares are smaller and I still want it to be big enough to cover the top of a queen size bed. So it's so cute. I'm so pleased with it. And I guess this is where I'm going to sign off. What have I worked on today? Just verbally, really quick. The pink blanket, the linen stitch blanket. I did some spinning. I did a little tiny bit of cross stitch. can you tell I'm having kind of like a last hurrah of my vacation day. I worked on the mittens using the Cattails yarn Black Aja colorway. I worked on the wedding blanket. Obviously you saw that. And was there anything else that I worked on? I think that's it. I worked on my aunt's wrap also. So a little bit of everything today. And I still have some time before bed, but I think it's still going to just be working on those things. And I just wanted to check in and hope that your year started off very chill, able to do some things that you wanted, because I definitely got to do a lot of things that I wanted in the last 4 days. And it's okay that tomorrow I go back to reality and back to teaching. It'll be okay. I love my job so much, but as an introvert, as a person with autism, it is exhausting being a teacher. So if you're new here, this energy will dip, just so you know. But I will still be making a lot of things. I make a lot of things. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again so soon. Bye for now, friends.